Coming up tonight on YCN News, Governor Peter Shumlin invites an Indiana conference to relocate to Vermont. Education funding is in the spotlight in the Green Mountain State, and 2 Colby-Sawyer College students receive Rookie of the Week awards. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, March 31st. I'm Laura James. Welcome to YCN News. Well, could one state's pain be another state's gain? That's what Vermont may be thinking, as Governor Peter Shumlin today invited a labor union conference to relocate from Indiana to Vermont. The American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, also known as AFSCME, canceled its plans to hold the 2015 Women's Conference in Indiana. That's because of the ongoing controversy over the state's new religious freedoms law. Now, critics fear the law will mark the state as hostile to the LGBT community of Indiana. Based businesses fear the backlash of squelched business deals, including AFSCME's decision. Governor Shumlin sent a letter today to President Peter Lee Saunders, noting that Vermont was the first state to outlaw slavery and legislate marriage equality. If Vermont has facilities to accommodate your conference, wrote Shumlin to Saunders, relocate it to the Green Mountains. We'll work with you to see if this is a good fit for the conference. Meanwhile, Indiana Governor Mike Pence is launching political salvos. Today, he appealed to that state's legislature to rewrite the law so the controversy can end. Pence, according to the Hill newspaper, told reporters during a press conference to amend the law's text to make it clearer, especially so that the law, once written, cannot be interpreted as giving businesses the right to deny services to anyone. Pence says he wants it clear that Indiana is open for business, and the slogan, Hoosier Hospitality, is more than words, but a genuine way of operating. A report now from a university and Vermont State Agency may give fuel to the fire to consolidate school districts. A bill now in the Vermont legislature, it's House Bill 361, aims to study education funding, spending, and governance. It remains to be seen how the 250-plus districts statewide will change. Today, the bill is reviewed by a state Senate committee. The report by education professor Bruce Baker of Rutgers in New Jersey and Vermont Data Administration Director Wendy Geller points out the benefits of combining the small districts into a larger school unit. Consolidation of very small districts and schools, as exist in Vermont, can lead to long-run cost savings, as well as improved equity and access to curricular and co-curricular opportunities. That, according to Baker and Geller's report. The report released today shows that Vermont remains among the highest spending states in the country regarding primary and secondary public education. This while student enrollment continues to decline. In particular, Baker and Geller spell out the difference between district consolidation and school consolidation. They are not one and the same. YCN News will update you on this bill as it winds its way through the legislature. And to check out the state's education department on social media, you can go to the addresses seen on the screen. Turning to Upper Valley, New Hampshire news now. The Lebanon Municipal Airport lost federal funds due to the city's delays in making safety upgrades. The Valley News reports the money the federal government gives it to keep operating if 10,000 or more people fly out of the Lebanon airport. It's a lot of money, too. The feds give the city $1 million if the 10,000 flyer threshold is met. About $750,000 was left in that fund. Now, the city has 3 years to spend the money or it goes to another New Hampshire airport. City manager Greg Lewis says he's disappointed about this, and Lebanon Airport Manager Rick Diamond says if another airport in the state cannot use that money, it will go to an airport out of the region. The city was behind schedule in approving making federally requested safety changes on the runway. City Manager Lewis says the city will apply again for federal money in 2016. Well, coming up on YCN News, Verizon Wireless will install a tower in Rockingham, Vermont, and a leadership program is offered for local Upper Valley businesses. And tomorrow's the deadline for getting those Bob houses off the lakes in New Hampshire. All when YCN News returns.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Laura James. Well, it may be easier to get mobile phone service in Rockingham, Vermont, now that the State Public Service Board issued a certificate for Verizon Wireless to set up a telecommunications tower. The Brattleboro Reformer reports 12 antennas of various sizes will be mounted on a new 100-foot tower. Related wireless items that will allow callers and computer users to access the internet will be erected, including a fenced-in equipment shelter. An access road will also be cut. The access route will follow trails and logging roads from Rockingham Road to the actual site. The land will be seeded and mulched to restore its natural state. Well, it is the last day of March, yet where's the proverbial lamb to welcome milder weather? A tractor-trailer jackknifed at 5 a.m. today on I-89 in Randolph. It left the truck unable to navigate an ice and snow-covered road. It was snowing at the time. 31-year-old Joshua Besaw of Thompson, Connecticut was wearing his seatbelt, say Vermont State Police, when the tractor-trailer fell over on its right side. Besaw drove the truck around 40 miles per hour. The right side of the truck was damaged. About 20,000 pounds of office supplies were in the truck. The truck's contents had to be unloaded before the truck could be uprighted. Besaw was not injured. That left lane stretch of I-89 was closed for several hours, however, with traffic open on the right lane only. In other Upper Valley news, applications are open for the 2016 Class of Leadership Upper Valley. It's a program run by Vital Communities. 80 hours of training if a person is accepted includes many business sectors. The deadline to apply is June 1st. Leadership Upper Valley Manager Stacy Glazer says the program is geared toward anyone interested in developing their leadership skills. It's a wide cross-section from business owners to stay-at-home parents, nonprofit employees, artists, retirees, educators, and more. The next session of Leadership Upper Valley begins in September. Applications are accepted on a rolling basis until June 1st or until the class reaches capacity of 30 participants. The program is open to anyone living or working within Vital Communities' 69-town service area. To learn more and to apply, you can visit vitalcommunities.org or see the contact information on the screen. Well, this is definitely a mark your calendar event for Flavors of the Valley 2015. If you love local food, this is the Upper Valley's premier local food expo. It's coming up on Sunday, April 12th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Hartford High School in Hartford, Vermont, of course. Now listen to this. There'll be ice cream, fresh produce, award-winning cheeses, sweet and savory jellies, barbecued pulled pork, and maple butter cookies too, just to name a few of the yummy offerings. You'll also have the chance to meet the faces behind your food. Just be sure to bring a plate, utensils, and shopping bag. You can go to vitalcommunities.org for more information. And a reminder now for ice fishermen and women from the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department. All bob houses or ice shanties must be removed from the ice no later than the end of the day on April 1st. That's tomorrow. And once you've moved your bob house to the shoreline, take care to move the structure to your own property. Don't leave those bob houses on public or private property without permission. That's also a violation of state law. The law is designed to ensure that bob houses and their contents do not fall through the ice and become a hazard to boaters or get left behind on the shore. That, according to Lieutenant Heidi Murphy of Fish and Game's Law Enforcement Division. Conservation officers will track down the owners of a bob house to enforce that law. Coming up on YCN News, YCN's Elizabeth DeRazio sat down with Julia Griffin. She's the town manager of Hanover, New Hampshire, and we'll have that interview coming up.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Mike Pizzone. Well, it's finally starting to feel a bit more like spring out there with sunny skies and warmer temperatures, and it looks like that trend will continue throughout the week. Skies will remain mostly clear tonight with a low of 19 degrees and relatively calm winds. Tomorrow will be the coolest day of the week with highs of around 38 degrees, though bright sunny skies should help continue the melting process. Temperatures will drop to 19 degrees tomorrow evening with mostly clear skies, but things will warm back up in time for Thursday with a high of 46 degrees and partly sunny skies during the day and a low of 39 after sunset. There's also a 50% chance of showers Thursday evening. Now let's take a look at the community calendar to see what's happening in the region. There will be a community discussion on the effects of marijuana legalization in Vermont tomorrow from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Martin Memorial Hall in Ascutney, Vermont. Call 802-674-2900 extension 25 for more information. A ham raffle will be held Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Springfield VFW on River Street in Springfield, Vermont. There will be a door prize and other raffle items as well. All are welcome to attend, and you must be present to win. A Peeps party to kick off the annual Peeps Diorama contest will be held Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Library Arts Center on North Main Street in Newport, New Hampshire. People of all ages are invited to create a shoebox-sized diorama using Peep bunnies and chicks as characters. There's a $3 suggested donation per entry. Visit libraryartscenter.org for more information. We didn't have anything for games last night, but a couple local athletes still made headlines for their accomplishments on the court and playing field. Kobe Sawyer freshman Ryan Broderick was named Men's Tennis Rookie of the Week in the North Atlantic Conference after fighting his way to a pair of individual wins last week. Broderick began the week by earning one of just 3 points for the Chargers in his 6-3 loss to Southern Maine on Friday, before earning a 6-1, 6-1 victory on Saturday in Kobe Sawyer's 9-0 win over Linden State College. The Chargers saw another freshman earn a similar honor as Nicole Levine was named Women's Lacrosse Rookie of the Week by the NAC. Levine tallied 8 points in a 2-0 week for Kobe Sawyer, scoring a game-high 5 goals, including the game winner in her team's 19-8 win over New England College on Wednesday, before adding a single score in her team's 8-7 win over Husson University on Saturday. And in other collegiate news, Dartmouth College Athletic Director Harry Sheehy announced yesterday the women's rugby team will become the school's newest varsity sport for the 2015-16 academic year. The program is currently a club, but will become the school's 35th varsity sport and 17th women's varsity sport, joining Harvard and Brown as the only Ivy League schools offering women's rugby. I'm Mike Pizzone, and that does it for sports.
Thanks so much, Mike. YCN Capitals Connections' John O'Connor continues his conversation with Joe Kenny. It's part 2 of that conversation with the New Hampshire Executive Counselor from District 1. It's on the way when YCN News continues.
The YCN News continues in a moment.